Hey y'all, it's Alexis. Today I'm going to be sharing with you Halo's 3-way swaddle. So I'm going to explain to you how to use this, all the pros and cons, everything that you will need to know. And then later on in the video, I'm going to get to their transition swaddle and their sleep sack. But before I even get into this video, I want to let you know that I started using this swaddle when my daughter was a newborn. So shortly after she came home, she was like Houdini. She could totally get out of these swaddles that we had been using. So I decided to put her in this. And let me tell you, I am so glad that I decided to register for this because I just kind of went off of Amazon reviews and I fell in love with it. Once I figured out like this is the best thing ever, I ended up reaching out to Halo and asking if they would like to collaborate, and they said yes. And so they sent me a few different swaddles, and I'm going to be sharing those with you today. But I want to let you know that those things were gifted to me before I even get into this video. But as you guys already know, if I don't love something, I'm not going to share it. So you guys can know this 100% is truly, honestly, how I feel about these products. So yes, and oh, let me show you this cute little card they sent me. They sent me this card and they just basically said, we hope that little Emmy enjoys these sleep sack products, including the swaddle, transition, and wearable blanket. So I thought that was so sweet of them. All right, anyway, so let's get into the video. Let's start by talking about the 3-way swaddle. So I'm gonna show you these two here. So I don't have the newborn one here just because it's packed away, but it's essentially exactly the same thing, just a little smaller. So here is the first one. So as you can see here, it's got the Velcro, and then this wraps all the way around to this material here. And so this is 100% cotton. So it's a thinner material. We use this in the summer. I live in Southern Virginia, so it's pretty hot here during the summer. So this was perfect. It was breathable. I just basically put her in a onesie and that was it. And she was great. So this was awesome for that. But then when things got a little colder, it just felt like the sleep sack along with we had like a sleeper, it was just not enough. Like she still felt pretty chilly. So I ended up grabbing one of these and I loved it. It kept her nice and warm and toasty. So this material is great. There are some cons about this material, but we'll get to that in a minute. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to show you guys how to use this right here before I get into all the pros and cons. All right, so I have two different sleep sacks here. I have this one here, which is the actual 3-way swaddle. This is the one that we originally started with. It comes in size newborn and then also in the size small. Actually, the Halo company sent me these as a gift, these two here, and that's partially why I'm doing this video. But before this, I mean, I absolutely loved the Halo swaddle, and then I reached out to them and they sent me these. So anyhow, I want to show you guys how to use these because I feel like it can be a little bit confusing at first. So we're going to try this. She might not love this exactly, but okay. So I'm going to lay baby down on here. Hi! And you're going to put arms in like this. Probably should take your bib off, huh? Take your bib off. Yeah, not having it. Okay, so then what you're gonna do is go ahead and zip up. Like that. And then, hi. And it has instructions inside here as well, so that we can see exactly how to do it. But basically, if you were going to swaddle her, arm down, like that. You're not loving this, are you? All right. Now let's say that you wanted to go ahead and do the transition. So if your baby is not yet rolling, but you can tell that they're going to be rolling, you're going to want to do a transition. So let me show you guys how to do that. You ready? Ooh. All right, let's try this one. So you'll put one arm And so what this does is it helps them transition from having both arms down in the swaddle to being able to learn how to sleep with this one out. She's clearly not loving this because she just got up from a nap. But anyway, that's how you would use it. Now let's say that you don't yet have a transition swaddle and baby just rolled. Crap, what do? You're gonna put both arms up and then you would secure this around here. So that gives them that tight, snug feel. So anyhow, that is how you would use this. Yeah, we're gonna get you out. The nice thing is it does have a two-way zip. This specific, the three-way swaddle, it comes in two different fabrics. So it comes in this here, which is a little bit thinner. It's 100% cotton, so it does shrink a little bit. So this one here, they have a bunch of different colors. And then also this one here, which is the micro fleece. And the thing that I don't love about the micro fleece here is just that, as you can tell, like it really pilled up a lot, and you know, postpartum hair all in here. And so that was something I wasn't really happy with. If I were to get another micro fleece like for our next kid, I would probably do a different color just because I felt like it started to look kind of dirty after a while. So anyway, that is how you use both of the swaddles. Alrighty, now that you know how to use it, let's go ahead and chat about the things that I love about this swaddle. So I have my notes here so I don't forget anything. All right, so the first thing is I love that it made swaddling super easy. Like, as you could tell, it was easy just to like literally put her arms in. Obviously, she was crying throughout the whole video. She just got up from a nap and she's like, I don't want to go back to sleep. But it's super easy to do, even if your baby is crying. I felt like when I was actually using like the muslin swaddles, it was hard. There was a lot of fabric. It was hard to do. So this just makes swaddling a breeze. The second thing is that it keeps baby snug. So I don't know if it's just me, but like I felt like my husband really couldn't swaddle he's gonna watch this back and be like, oh my gosh. But he just could not swaddle her like very tightly in the muslin swaddles, and with this he could get her tighter than I could. So that's what I liked about this, is that like it really keeps them really, really snug, just like they were in the womb. So I like that, and if you're like not comfortable with swaddling, this is like perfect for you. The next thing is that it comes in two sizes. So it comes in a newborn and it comes in a small. The small says it's about 3 to 6 months, and the newborn is like basically 0 to 3. I want to say that the 3 to 6 probably started to fit her right around the 3-month mark. Like the other one, her feet was like starting to touch the bottom, and she just like didn't like having that like restriction. So I would probably plan on transitioning right around 3 months, but that's basically what it says anyway. So that's good that it's got two sizes to carry you on through. The last thing is that it has a two-way zip. So what do I mean by this? Let me show you. So when you have the swaddle here, you're gonna go ahead and zip it up like this. So now it's zipped. Well, down here, it has another zipper. So that way you can change their diaper in the middle of the night without getting them all cold and chilly, especially in the winter months. If you're having a baby during the winter, like you don't want to make them all cold, wake them up even more, and they're just not happy. So just trust me, two-way zips everything. Onesies, everything. I don't buy anything unless it's a two-way zip. I'm crazy about that. So, all right, now the next thing I'm going to talk about is just kind of some of the downfalls. So the first downfall is the material of the microfleece. So I didn't love the material of this for this one reason. It got really pilly. When I put it through the wash and the dryer, it just like, I don't know, it just got really, really pilly. And on top of that, my hair, which I don't know if you can see it in here, but it got all stuck in the Velcro. Postpartum hair fallout, gotta love it. But it's just frustrating to me that I had to deal with that. So that was the con for this. The other con is honestly just to do with this material. I wasn't a fan of the color. I bought this to be neutral so I could use it on like my next baby, and I'll be really honest with you, I won't be using this on my next baby. I'll be buying a brand new one because I just feel like it looks dirty now, where when I first got it, it was super clean looking, and now, I don't know, just going through the wash so many times, it just doesn't look as good. So those would be my only cons. But if you want your baby to sleep, you're not going to care about if it pills or if you have to throw it out after, because it doesn't matter. All right, so the next thing that I want to chat with you guys about is the transition swaddle. So what does this mean? What is a transition swaddle? So when your baby is about between 3 and 4 months, they're going to start thinking about rolling. And you can tell when they're on tummy time. Like, she was kind of doing this little thing where she would like lay on her tummy and like rock almost to the side like this. I wish I could show you, but she's kind of like rocking to the side, and I could tell she's going to roll eventually. And at that point, that's when we started doing the one arm out, which I showed you how to do in the how-to section. And so with her one arm out, you know, that's great and all, but as soon as you put that other arm out, she's like, whoa, like this is way too much. She wouldn't sleep. Like, she wouldn't sleep at all. And so my husband and I are like, what are we going to do? So Halo ended up sending me this transition swaddle to try. So I actually tried this at 3 months on the dot, I think. And yeah, it didn't work. I was really honestly discouraged because I was like, uh-oh, like what are we going to do? Like, she's never going to sleep without both of her arms being down to her side, or at least one down to her side. And my husband's like, let's just give it a few weeks, see how she does. So a few weeks later, it was like one random night, she ended up rolling. And I was like, oh no, like what are we gonna do? So we went ahead and we tried the transition swaddle, and ever since that point, she's done great. So let me go ahead and tell you what I do and don't like about this. So let me go ahead, look at my notes. All right, so what I love. First of all, it's cozy, super cozy. It's like I want to say it's thin, but it's not too thin, where it's like thick enough where it feels like there's definitely like some substance to it. I love that it has arms. So as you can see, it's got like these 2 arms on both sides, which helps her to feel more enclosed instead of feeling like her arms were just like flailing out. Like if you were to use like the Sleepsack, which I'll show you, if you were to just use this, see how there's no arms? No arms. So that like she would not have been able to do. So that is what I really like about this. The other thing is just that it's a little bit heavier than this. Like this material is very thin and this is a little bit thicker. So with that comes a pro and a con. So the pro is just that like when they have that Moro reflex, which she like still had when I was putting her into this, it helps it not to be so like dramatic. Like I would almost, she would go like this and then her arms would kind of settle because she had this on her arm, so it felt a little heavier, which was really, really nice. Let me tell you one con that I have with this. There's nothing for their hands, so their hands are sticking out. Well, when they're used to being in the swaddle like this, their hands are normally covered. Well, what I ended up doing was on her sleepers, they had those little hand things, and I put those over until she could transition and have her arms flap down and touch the bed without feeling like, oh, you know, what's that? It's cold, or you know, like whatever. It's almost like she had to get acclimated to it. So a little pro tip for you, go ahead and put those little mittens over the top, not the mittens, but they look like mittens. They go over I'll insert a picture. Put that on so that way it'll help them to sleep. They kind of feel a little bit more enclosed and cozied in. Okay, the last thing that I love about this is, again, it's that 2-way zip. So when she's, you know, in the middle of the night, I can just go ahead and unzip to change her diaper. It's super easy. So I love that about it. I love that Halo does that. But, you know, overall, this is like a great quality. I've tried a few other Sleepsacks. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see that I reviewed this against the Zippity Zip. And this way outweighs the Zippity Zip. Just the material's awesome. All right. Now, let me look at my notes here. All right, so the downfalls is that with this here, I felt like it wasn't quite thick enough for the winter months. I kind of wish they had maybe like 2 different thicknesses. She gets kind of chilly at night, so I have to do a sleeper and a onesie and this, and it's winter right now, so I don't know. That's kind of the downfall with that. And then just the other thing is just that this material also kind of pills, where she just really mainly around the neck here, where she's, you know, mainly, I don't feel like going like this with her head and her binky's hitting it. So that's the only thing that I'm not crazy about. But I don't really care because she's sleeping. So, you know, this again would be something that I probably won't use for my next kits. Hopefully, you know, I'll just get a different color. Hopefully they're still making it by then and I can just get a different color. But yeah, that's really the only cons I have. All right, so that basically it when it comes to transition swaddles. I just want to show you real quick their sleeper. Like I said, we haven't used this yet. She's not quite ready. She's still in the transition swaddle. She's doing great with it. But this right here, you're gonna laugh at me. Okay. This right here is going to be her next step. So we'll be getting her into this next. So I'll let you guys know how this goes. If you want to see more of her journey with transitioning from the swaddle to the transition to the bed sleeper, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, and that'll all be linked below. So yeah, that's going to be it. That's going to wrap up this video. If you have any questions about the sleepers, feel free to comment below or even message me. I'd love to help you out because I know how frustrating it is to like not know what to purchase, not to know what to get, and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment below and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Alrighty guys, I'll see you next week.